"Look what we have here," Brandon Cole sneered, stepping closer to the three terrified girls. Three little athletes, all alone in the forest. "This is going to be fun." That's when Sofia Reyes looked up from her hiking trail, realizing she was about to break her 3-year retirement from Special Forces. Because what Brandon and his friends didn't know was that the 46-year-old cafe owner, watching from the trees, had neutralized 68 enemies across 4 war zones. 15 years in Army Special Forces. Codename Raven. 37 missions in Afghanistan, 20 in Iraq, 11 along the Syrian border, 3 silver stars, 2 bronze stars, 2 purple hearts. Now she was just Miss Sofia, serving cappuccinos at the Iron Raven Café, feeding her cat at night, 3 years earlier. She had promised herself, "No more fighting. I'll only make coffee. I'll only bring peace." That promise was about to shatter. Before I show you how a cafe owner took down 5 rich kids in just 43 seconds, drop a comment below telling us where in the world you're watching from. We salute every one of you. And make sure to hit subscribe so you never miss these untold military stories. It was the perfect Saturday for Emily, Rachel, and Hannah, 21, college basketball teammates. Emily tossed her blonde ponytail. Rachel stretched her shoulders in a red sports bra. Hannah unpacked energy bars from the picnic basket. Youth, laughter, sunlight on their skin. It looked like nothing bad could happen here, until engines roared down the dirt road. 2 black SUVs rolled into the clearing. Doors slammed. Out stepped the infamous 5-pack spoiled heirs of Redwood Valley. Brandon Cole, real estate prince, 6'1", a temper like fire. Shane Patel, mob lawyer's son, smirk never leaving his face. Derek Vaughn, oil money, knife gleaming at his belt. Logan Pierce, hotel heir, liquor still on his breath. Alex Grant, tech fortune, chain bracelet clinking around his fist. "Look at those girls." Brandon grinned. "Perfect for us." The 5 spread out, blocking every escape. Rachel's voice shook. "We're just having a workout. Please, leave us alone. Leave." Shane chuckled. "This is our forest. There's an entrance fee." Derek's knife caught the sun. Brandon clamped down on Emily's arm. The girl's laughter turned to fear. 150 meters away. Sofia froze. Her phone was already in her hand. 911, what's your emergency? 5 men are threatening 3 young women in Ravenwood National Park. Send units fast. Officers en route. 15 to 20 minutes. Stay in a safe place. 15 minutes. Too long. 3 years ago. She had failed to save a girl. That memory haunted her every night. Not again. Not this time. From her bag, Sofia pulled a whistle from her Special Forces days. She blew once, the metallic scream slicing through the forest. The boys turned, the girls turned, and out of the shadows stepped Sofia Reyes. "Hey," Lady Brandon barked. "This isn't your business. Get lost." Sofia's eyes were cold steel. "No," she said. Her voice was a blade. "Now it's my war." 5 rich kids thought she was just a cafe owner 43 seconds later. They learned why her code name was Raven. Sofia stepped from the tree line. Calm, but unshakable. "Leave these girls alone. Police are already on the way." Shane Patel spread his arms, laughing. "Oh no, the cops. We're terrified." The group chuckled, to them. She was just a middle-aged woman in running shoes. "You have 30 seconds, Sofia said flatly. "Get in your cars, or you'll regret staying." Brandon Cole smirked, still gripping Emily's wrist. "Regret it? Who do you think you are? Some kind of superhero?" Her eyes flashed like steel. "No, I'm just a retired soldier, but if you touch them, my retirement ends today." Derek Vaughn twirled his knife. "Lady, you're out of your depth. Walk away." Sofia's voice sharpened. "I fought men like you for 15 years. Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria. My code name was Raven. Maybe your fathers heard it." For the first time, the arrogance cracked. Logan Pierce's smirk faded. "Wait, you're military former," Sofia said. "Now I serve coffee. But if you touch them, Raven comes back, Alex Grant scoffed, chain bracelet glinting. We're 5. You're 1. Do the math. Sofia almost smiled. In Kandahar, I fought 12 men alone. They were bigger, better armed, and they're gone. I walked away without a scratch. The clearing fell silent. The first seed of fear had landed. Brandon barked. She's bluffing. Just an old woman. Then he felt his wrist snap back, pain exploding through his shoulder. Apologize, Sofia ordered. I'm sorry, Brandon gasped, collapsing. Shane lunged with a roar. Sofia slipped aside, elbow in his gut, knee under his chin. He crumpled before he could breathe. Derek slashed with his knife. Sofia twisted his wrist, the blade clattering into the dirt. 2 fingers pressed a nerve in his neck. Derek dropped unconscious. Logan and Alex charged together. Sofia caught Alex's leg mid-kick, spun, and hurled him into Logan. The collision cracked bones and sent both sprawling, 5 attackers, down. Brandon staggered back up, dazed but furious. You think you're some kind of warrior? Sofia didn't answer. She let his weight charge forward, pivoted, and spun him flat on the ground. Her knee pinned his back, crushing his lungs. The forest was silent. 5 men, broken in the dirt. Total time 43 seconds. Sofia exhaled hard. Her body was 46 now, not 26. Her shoulder throbbed. Breath came short. Behind her. Brandon stirred again, rage burning. He seized a jagged rock and rose. Behind you, Emily screamed. Sofia spun. She thought the battle ended in the forest, but the real war was just beginning. The heavy footsteps shook through the trees. Stop right there, a voice thundered. From the shadows emerged Gunnery Sergeant Daniel Cross, 32, U.S. Marines, 6'1", carved muscle under a faded Corps t-shirt, eyes sharp as razors. What's going on here? Brandon Cole froze mid-swing, rock in his hand. Nothing, we were just arguing. Daniel's gaze cut past him, landing on Sofia. Her lip was split, blood running down her arm, behind her. 3 terrified girls clung to each other. Daniel didn't need more words. Sergeant! Sofia's voice cracked as she struggled to rise. Sofia Reyes, retired Army Special Forces, codename Raven, 15 years active duty. Daniel's expression shifted, first shock, then steel-hard respect. Understood. Ma'am, did these punks attack you? Brandon shouted quickly. She attacked us. We didn't do anything. Daniel's eyes locked on him. His tone was pure Marine thunder. Who are you? Son Brandon Cole. My father owns Cole Enterprises, biggest developer in the valley. I don't care if your father owns the moon. All of you on the ground, hands behind your backs. Now, what right do you have? Shane sneered. Daniel's voice hit like a rifle crack. The right of a U.S. Marine sergeant giving you a lawful command. Lie down. The arrogance drained, one by one. The rich kids hit the dirt. Within minutes, sirens lit the forest. 4 police cruisers, 1 ambulance, even a military police Humvee. The clearing looked like a battlefield aftermath. A silver sedan screeched in behind them. Out leapt David Reyes, Sofia's 28-year-old son. A lawyer. His face went pale at the sight of her bruises. Mom, what happened? Are you okay? Sofia forced a smile, hugging him. I'm fine, just scratches. Police Commissioner Mackenzie scribbled notes, collecting statements from Emily, Rachel, and Hannah. Finally, he looked at Sofia. Mrs. Reyes, your account is clear. This was self-defense, but... He hesitated, lowering his voice. These boys are from Redwood's most powerful families, Cole, Vaughn, Grant. Their fathers sit on the city council. Their lawyers dine with prosecutors. Sofia's jaw tightened. So what are you saying? They'll be arrested tonight, but tomorrow, bail, lawyers, media spin? I've seen it before. Headlights cut across the clearing. SUVs rolled in like kings arriving to reclaim a throne. Out stepped Robert Cole, Brandon's father, 55. Silver hair, polished arrogance. Behind him, Vaughn and Grant family reps trailed, expensive suits in the dirt. He marched straight to Sofia. "Are you Sofia Reyes?" "Yes. I know what you did to my son. This ends now." "What do you mean you'll drop charges, withdraw your complaint, in return?" He slipped a check from his jacket. $50,000. David's voice exploded. "That's a bribe." Robert smirked. "Not a bribe. An agreement. If your mother is smart, she'll take it." Sofia stepped closer. Her eyes locked on his. "Your son tried to assault 3 innocent girls. He attacked me. And you dare bring money here?" Robert's face hardened. "He's young. He made a mistake. But you don't have the right to ruin his life." "I didn't ruin it." "He did." Robert leaned in, his whisper venomous. "You can't win this fight. We have money, connections. You're just a cafe owner." Sofia's lips curved into a razor smile. "Just a cafe owner. Maybe you should research my background." Commissioner Mackenzie cut in sharply. "Mr. Cole, this is a police investigation. Step back." But Robert didn't. He bent close, eyes burning. "This isn't over. You've crossed us, and you will pay the price." Sofia held his stare, unflinching. Was that a threat? Numb Robert said coldly, "That's a promise." The next morning, newspapers screamed across Redwood Valley cafe owner attacks 5 college boys in park. Innocent students assaulted, questions raised, on TV. A slick lawyer leaned into the cameras. "My clients were simply having a picnic when an unstable woman attacked without reason. At the Iron Raven Cafe, empty tables stood where loyal customers once sat." Sofia clenched the counter until her hands shook. The battlefield wasn't behind her. It had only just begun. She thought the courtroom was the end until the real battlefield shifted into boardrooms and back rooms. In the courthouse, Sofia Reyes sat stiffly beside her young lawyer, Laura Kim, across from them. The Valley's most expensive attorneys adjusted $1,000 suits. Prosecutor Kevin Martinez, no relation to her son, sighed as he stood. "This is a minor altercation," he muttered. "The parties should reach an agreement." Laura bristled. "Minor." They pulled knives on 3 women, but her voice was drowned out as Jonathan Pierce, the slick defense attorney, rose with a smile built for television. "Your Honor, my clients were innocent young men. They were enjoying a picnic when a former Special Forces soldier trained to kill attacked them without cause. This is not harassment. This is assault." The room turned. Sofia wasn't the victim anymore. She was the aggressor. Emily, Rachel, and Hannah testified with trembling voices. They told the truth, how the boys circled them, how Brandon Cole raised his hand to strike. Pierce's cross-examination sliced them apart. "Miss, did you drink that afternoon? Did you flirt with these men? Did you maybe provoke them?" Each question cut deeper. The girls left the stand in tears. By evening, the verdict landed like a hammer. 6 months probation, 100 hours of community service. For the rich boys. Sofia ordered to pay court costs. No compensation. Outside, Robert Cole waited, hands folded behind his back. "I told you, Mrs. Reyes, you can't win this fight." That night, Iron Raven Cafe stood empty, from 80 customers a day, down to 15. Bills stacked on the counter. Her son, David, clenched his fists. "Mom, we'll appeal." "This isn't justice." Sofia shook her head. "We don't have the money for more lawyers," as if the court's punishment wasn't enough. The shadow war began. Day 1, her cafe window cracked. Day 3, traitor woman sprayed in red paint across the wall. Day 5, rocks smashed the glass. Day 7, her car keyed and slashed. When she went to Commissioner Mackenzie, he could only sigh. "We know who's behind it, but there's no proof. Mrs. Reyes, maybe you should move to another city." Sofia stared at him, disbelief burning in her chest. "So you want me to run after fighting 15 years for this country that night?" She whispered one word to herself. Enough. From under the cafe counter, Sofia pulled out a number she hadn't dialed in years. The line clicked. A steady, commanding voice answered. "General Morrison, General, this is Raven. I need you." Silence on the other end. Then Sofia. "We haven't heard from you in 3 years. Tell me everything." She did. The ambush, the trial, the threats. The general's tone hardened. "Give me 24 hours. The next day, Morrison called back. "Sofia, they're dirty. All of them. Coal Enterprises, Vaughn Oil, Grant Tech. They're tied into bribery, tax fraud, even illegal defense contracts. The FBI and IRS are opening files as we speak." And then, like dominoes tipping, the empire collapsed. Coal Enterprises raided military housing contracts forged. Vaughn Oil IRS seized mansions and bank accounts. Grant Tech exposed for laundering money through overseas shell companies. Redwood Times headlines screamed corruption network shattered. Rich families fall. Robert Cole's voice came trembling over the phone 1 week later. "Mrs. Reyes, may I speak?" Sofia was surprised to hear exhaustion in his tone. "My son is in prison. My company's bankrupt. My wife left me. Please, stop this." Sofia's answer was ice. 2 weeks ago, you told me I couldn't win, that I was just a cafe owner, but I'm also a soldier who still knows how to fight. You wanted a war, Robert. Now you're living in it. Robert's breath broke. "Please, mercy." Sofia hung up. She won the war against corruption, but her greatest battle was still inside her heart. Robert Cole's broken voice still echoed in her memory. "You're just a small cafe owner." But the following week proved him wrong. The first to walk through the doors of the Iron Raven Cafe weren't regulars, they were soldiers. Retired officers, veterans, families of active duty Marines and Green Berets. Word had spread through General Morrison's network. "Mrs. Reyes," said Colonel Richards, laying a firm hand on her shoulder. "We heard your story. Soldiers don't abandon soldiers." One by one, uniforms filled the cafe. Then came local police, even Commissioner Mackenzie. Head bowed. "Mrs. Reyes, we failed you that day. From now on, your cafe has our protection." Sofia's tables filled again. Neighbors returned. Whispers replaced by respect. She had won back her community. But deep inside, the anger hadn't gone. On a quiet Saturday morning, the cafe bell chimed. Sofia looked up and froze. It was Brandon Cole. His designer clothes were gone. His hair was messy, weight lost, dark circles under his eyes. 30 days behind bars had carved him down to someone else. "Mrs. Reyes," he said, voice trembling. "May I speak?" Her hand drifted toward her phone, instinct ready. But she stayed silent. "Speak." Brandon swallowed hard. "I'm sorry. For that day. For those girls. For you. What I did was unforgivable." Sofia's eyes stayed sharp, but she listened. Brandon's words spilled how his father raised him on money and arrogance, how his friends pushed him deeper, how prison stripped it all away. "I see it every night," he whispered. "The fear in those girls' faces, your look of disappointment. I acted like a monster. Please, will you forgive me for a long moment?" Silence. 15 years of combat and 46 years of life weighed her judgment. Everything inside told her this young man was sincere. "Are you truly sorry?" she asked. "Yes, if I saw those girls again. I'd apologize. I'd protect them instead of hurting them." Sofia breathed deeply. "Then all right. I forgive you. But with one condition." Brandon's eyes lifted. "Anything. You'll sit, I'll make coffee, and you'll tell me how you became this way. Then I'll show you a better path." They talked for 2 hours. Brandon confessed to every rotten influence, every wrong lesson. Sofia listened, corrected, guided. When he rose, he bowed his head. "I don't know how to thank you." "You don't need to. Just live better." "I will. I promise." "Mrs. Reyes, may I come back as a customer?" Sofia finally smiled. "You're always welcome." Weeks turned to months. Brandon returned. And slowly the other boys did too, each apologizing in turn, even Emily. Rachel and Hannah came back often, learning self-defense lessons from Sofia herself. The cafe became more than a business, it became a sanctuary. One afternoon, General Morrison himself visited in retirement. He looked around the bustling cafe, pride in his eyes. "Sofia, you achieved justice, but more than that, you taught forgiveness." She nodded softly. "General, I only did what was right. That's why you're Raven. Strong, but fair." Later, Brandon asked her, "Mrs. Reyes, how were you so strong that day in the forest? Strength doesn't come from muscle." Sofia replied, "It comes from purpose. That day, my purpose was to protect the innocent. Today, my purpose is peace." Sofia gazed out the cafe window. In the distance, the tree line of Ravenwood swayed in the wind. Once, that forest had been a place of terror. Now it was where justice triumphed and forgiveness was born. Sofia Reyes was no longer just a cafe owner. She had become her city's conscience, a warrior who could fight when needed, but also forgive when it mattered. Because real warriors don't just win battles, they change lives. And sometimes, the greatest victory isn't defeating your enemy, it's transforming them.